Yemen's civil war is back in the news this month despite a nominal ceasefire between Houthi forces that control much of the north of the country and the UN-recognized government that controls much of the south of the country. One of the most powerful factions within the UN-recognized government, the Southern Transitional Council, or STC, has engaged in a military campaign aimed at consolidating control over several of Yemen's southern governorates, part of what the STC claims is a bid to establish an independent South Yemen. Part of the motivation for this bid is that South Yemen used to exist as an independent state up until both halves of Yemen were unified in the 1990s. At the same time, the STC has engaged in something of a media campaign in trying to convince particularly Western audiences of the importance of establishing an independent South Yemen, emphasizing the fact that they are fighting against not only the Houthis, but also Muslim Brotherhood affiliated factions within the UN-recognized government. This obviously complicates things for areas controlled by the UN-recognized government, threatening to disrupt even limited efforts at both delivering aid and restructuring the broken economy of these areas. However, it also threatens to pull in the different Gulf actors who are backing different factions within the UN-recognized government. The STC has close ties with the United Arab Emirates, which joined a Saudi-led coalition to intervene in Yemen back in 2015, but later announced its nominal withdrawal from the conflict. This potentially puts the Emirati-backed STC on a collision course with Saudi-backed elements within the UN-recognized government, and in fact, Saudi forces have warned that they might fire on STC forces if they continue to press their campaign to control southern governorates. This also points to the looming possibility of broader proxy conflicts between the UAE and Saudi Arabia. Though tensions between the two countries have broadly been manageable and limited to economic competition, Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman did highlight the conflict in Sudan, where the UAE is heavily involved, during his trip to the United States, with some commentators believing that the STC's campaign has been encouraged by the UAE as a response to this. Saudi officials seem caught off guard by this push by the STC, with relatively few clear talking points coming out of Saudi media outlets. Still, this leaves some Saudi commentators concerned that Saudi Arabia will be on the financial hook and on the diplomatic hook for trying to keep the UN-recognized government together while the UAE reaps strategic gains by empowering a closely allied actor in the south of the country.